just when you think the Trump surrogates might be hitting the bottom of the barrel, nope, not near it. Well, actually after this, they might be near it. So they've done something unbelievable here. So first after they went after the Mexicans, but you know, certainly in a Republican primary, that's pretty easy pickings. That's going to get you a lot of votes. Then he went after the Muslims. That's the easiest thing in the world. You go after blacks, it's a little bit harder. I mean, there's a lot of African Americans in positions of power, the president, the attorney general, etc. You go after women, there's a lot of women in power. It's a little harder, but still all working in a Republican primary. But now they're going after Jewish Americans. And in what appears to me to be a totally, not only dirty, but unbelievable way. I'll explain. So first, here's the article from Breitbart, and this is the guys who fire their own people to make sure they support Trump, even when Trump staffers assault their own reporters. So they couldn't be more in the tank for Donald Trump. And the headline, Bill Kristol, Republican spoiler, renegade Jew, prepares third-party effort to block Trump's path to the White House. Jesus Christ, what the hell is that? Now, they, of course, had a Jewish American write it so they can say, what? It was another Jewish guy who did it. It's okay, right? So David Horowitz is a terrible guy, extreme right-winger who has done these kind of over-the-top political character assassinations before. And they put me in a position to defend Bill Kristol, which was previously unimaginable. If you don't know who Bill Kristol is, he's a maniacal right-winger who is as big a neocon as there is in the country. There was no bigger cheerleader for the Iraq war. There's no bigger cheerleader right now for the war with Iran. He can't wait to get us into a war with Iran, but not good enough. So here's what Horowitz writes. I'm a Jew who has never been to Israel and has never been a Zionist in the sense of believing that Jews can rid themselves of Jew hatred by having their own nation state. But half of world Jewry now lives in Israel, and the enemies whom Obama and Hillary have empowered, Iran, the Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, ISIS, and Hamas, have openly sworn to exterminate the Jews. I'm also an American, and an American first, whose country is threatened with destruction by the same enemies. To weaken the only party that stands between the Jews and their annihilation, and between America and the forces intent on destroying her, is a political miscalculation so great and a betrayal so profound as to not be easily forgiven. This is all because Bill Kristol says we actually need possibly a third-party candidate that's a real Republican. And by the way, one of the reasons Bill Kristol says that is because he thinks that Donald Trump is not supportive of the right-wing government of Israel enough. So they're in a pro-right-wing Israel pissing contest here. But in the meanwhile, what is Breitbart willing to do? Put in a title saying renegade Jew. Now don't put that in the title. Like if you want to have somebody Jewish write an article about, hey, look, this is my view on Israel, this is your view on Israel, here's where we disagree. Of course, that's perfectly fine, of course, right? But that headline seems to smear more than Bill Kristol. It's an ugly, ugly way to go. And then to have the maniacal position that Bill Kristol, one of the top neocons in the country, is not sufficiently right-wing on Israel is insanity. So, look, I never thought I'd defend Bill Kristol on this show. But this is not the right way to attack Bill Kristol. It's not the right way to attack anybody. Don't talk about their faith. There's no need for it. Don't make a big splashy headline. So here comes the Trump people starting in on people who are Jewish. And by the way, they're not actually starting in. Ann Coulter is a huge Trump supporter, and she had tweeted out during one of the debates, you know, what's with all the talk about the Jews in this country? There aren't that many, okay? And I said at the time, whoa, I've never seen anything like that in America, at least in my lifetime. Obviously, before my lifetime, there was a lot of that in America. And so they have begun. So now they're coming for this group. And of course, they use David Horowitz to begin this line of attack so they can go, what, us? No, we didn't say it. Horowitz said it. See, clean hands. No, your hands are not clean. They're not remotely clean. This is beyond dirty politics. This is dangerous.